Hi everyone and welcome to another super exciting edition of Real China. Coming up today, we'll be checking out the life of a martial arts legend. We have an exclusive interview with one of the stars of Wong Kar-wai's new movie. And we'll be taxing you with yet another question of the week. Before all that, however, I'm joined by Karen Jin. Hello.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm very excited.
Okay, you're looking very shiny today.
Am I?
Yeah, why is that?
What do you mean? Like glittery?
Your eyes.
Glittery.
They look like the eyes of a haddock.
It's called makeup.
Makeup, okay. Well, it makes you look much better, because without it, you look like a monster.
It's not...
So, today...
So mean.
Well, we're talking about the Grandmasters, aren't we?
Finally.
Yet again. Okay.
It's out.
We've spoken about it on many other shows, but this week it's finally coming out, right? Why has it been delayed?
I don't actually know. We'll probably have to ask Wong Kar-wai.
Okay, this is a movie show. What do you know?
A lot about movies.
Yeah, apparently. But Wong Kar-wai, he's the director, as you say. You quite like him because he directed, what was it, that film you like?
Chungking Express.
I always get it confused with Thai Express, which is a restaurant near my house.
You are silly.
Silly?
Anyway.
Silly Billy, do you want to give me a little smack?
No.
Don't touch me.
Ew.
Okay. But anyway, this movie, The Grandmasters, it's about some kung fu Grandmasters.
Exactly. Not just one, it's about a few Grandmasters competing to be the ultimate Grandmaster.
So it's basically like Highlander without swords.
I guess so.
Okay, she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
I haven't seen them.
Of course you haven't. You haven't seen any of them. But anyway, the actors in this film are also pretty cool, aren't they?
They are mega stars.
Okay.
We have Tony Leung Chow-wei.
Chow-wei!
Playing Ip Man.
Who's that?
He is Bruce Lee's master.
The master of Bruce Lee. Okay, well, we like Tony. He's actually little Tony, isn't he? Okay. We've also got a lovely lady.
Zhang Ziyi.
Well, when I said lovely lady and looked at you, I thought, what hypocrisy. Oh,
what?
Disgusting. Anyway, and
why am I always
so Zhang Ziyi, she's a fighter. Ha-cha! Oh, nearly made you more beautiful.
That's actually what she did in the poster. It's like, anyway.
And who was the final man that you liked?
Chang Zhen.
Okay, say it again.
You can say Chang Chen or Zhang Zhen in Mandarin.
Zhang Zhen sounds easier. Okay. So those three, should we check them out in action? Ha!
功夫兩個字，一橫一直，企得返喺度嗰個先至啱晒，係咪咁話？
接了我大师兄的班，主事中华武士会。 也这辈子做了30年的面子，我是老了。新人要出头，我的班他接了，当然得大家认可才行啊。挑一个吧。好功夫啊！叫什么名字？叶问。
你在北方的老哥们儿都不赞成这场比赛。
你可要想清楚啊，那可是回不了头的。
宁可一死计，
我在一死厅，
回不了头。那我公家的东西就不能留在你的身上了。
我是金小看着我父亲跟人交手长大的，在我爹身上，我看到的不是招，是义。
事有的成了面子，有的成了理，都是时势使然。
What a pretty trailer.
I know, and it reminded. I mean, that scene in the snow reminded me a little bit of Kill Bill. You know,
Bill Kill. Oh yeah, I
Kill
remember
Bill.
that.
You know, the final scene with Lucy Liu and Uma Thurman.
I've actually got written here Lucy Liu fight because I thought it reminded me of that too. Can we check out a little bit of that?
We are
scene?
finally in sync.
Check it. Slice your face off! Okay.
It's not the face, it's like forehead.
Okay.
Even better.
Okay.
Anyway.
Slice.
What?
Doesn't matter. Okay, why not?
But that trailer, I have to say, there's a lot of slow-mo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you notice?
I did because I watched it.
I'm wondering if the whole film is going to be like that. Because we do like to see a little bit of kung fu, you know, action. And if it's just slow-mo all the time, I'm not sure.
I got to be honest, like if it's too arty, you know, too like all slowed down and like little flourishes and quirky things, it's going to be a little bit, you know, jarring.
Right.
You know, I want to see people being punched in the face.
What are you doing?
She's so useless at kung fu.
Scared.
She just looked at it. She just looked at my head.
I didn't see that one coming. Anyway,
There we go. Look at
maybe
that.
we'll be in the Grandmasters
It's like
too.
Mrs. Ip Man. Anyway.
If Wong Kar-wai is watching this.
Let's very quickly move on. I have to say, the fight scenes on the street, it reminds me very much of Legend of the Fist.
Okay.
Not Fist of Fury or Fist of Legend, but Legend of the Fist.
I'm
the
confused
return
already.
Of
Is that the one
life.
with Zhen Zidan?
It is the one with Jen Zidane, otherwise known as Donnie Yen. Yeah, it reminds me of that, you know, where they're all coming, and he's like dressed up like a superhero, you know, with the mask on, because he was emulating Kato, played by Bruce Lee.
Right.
In that scene. I think I spat on you. It's on your chest. Don't worry.
Oh dear.
But you wipe it off at your
Child.
leisure. What? What's childish about
Anyway.
that? Anyway.
But yes, Zhang Ziyi was wearing like a cape in the trailer, wasn't she?
Yeah, playing Batman. But I do have to say, I do hope that you know, Tony and Zhang Ziyi and what's his name?
Chang Zhen.
I hope they're not like super heroic people that can't even be punched. You know, because whenever you watch films with like Donnie Yen or Chuck Norris, you know, no one is ever even able to punch them once, and it takes all the tension out of it because you know that they're going to, you know, just destroy everyone. Steven Seagal, he's the worst. I've never seen him get punched once.
Well, you're getting very excited about this.
Because when people come at him, he steps to the side.
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
amazing. Anyway.
Well, they're playing Grandmasters, so I think they will really beat out of each other, actually.
Oh, but what happens if one Grandmaster fights another one? Will they just keep, like, blocking each other? Like, fight with me now.
Okay. Hang on, let me put my pad down.
It's an iPad mini.
Yes.
Okay.
See? Well, I hope it's not like that. Slow-mo!
Hey, what's that?
Anyway.
Oh, look at how easy it is to trick one of these Grandmasters.
Anyway, but can I just point out, at the end of the trailer, I saw Zhao Benshan and his...
Xiao Shenyang.
And Xiao Shenyang.
I've heard, there's one of my friends in Anhui used to sing his song in KTV.
Oh, wow. What is that? It sounded like a chicken.
Don't eat me. Anyway. So that's nice to see them, but they look very serious, don't they?
They do. I hope. I'm not sure if they're in the film because for comedic reasons, or are they actually taking on
Got it right the second time.
serious roles?
But don't forget, like, what's his name? Ge-yo. He's made a transition from comedy to serious roles.
He has.
And in the West, you know, you got Tom Hanks, Bill Murray, and a lot of others.
Oh.
Eddie Murphy, he got Oscar nominated for Dreamgirls, didn't he?
That's true.
Then made Norbit. But it doesn't matter. Also in this film, though, before we move on, is Kung Lee.
Yes, who I have met in real life.
I met him too, and I actually touched him, because we went to the UFC office. She was uglier than usual. One of the camera lenses is broken. Can the editor come in and fix it? But we went to the UFC office here in Beijing and met Kung Lee, who is a UFC champion. That's mixed martial arts. He's in this film. We met him. We've got an exclusive interview with him, which is rare on this show, indeed. So before we check that out, let's learn something about Kung himself in...
Star of the Week.
Kung. Kung Lee's first big role of the year came in the fighting drama Fighting, as a brutal adversary of pretty boy Channing Tatum. Next up was Pandorum, a sci-fi thriller, also featuring Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster. Set on a desolate spacecraft, Lee has the unenviable task of battling mutated humanoids and figuring out his own forgotten identity. Who am I? That's my film. Perhaps his biggest role to date, and certainly his most bone-crunching, came in Hong Kong martial arts epic Bodyguards and Assassins. In one of the film's most thrilling scenes, Lee engages in an epic showdown with Kung Fu megastar Donnie Yen. It was a video game adaptation next in the form of 2010's Tekken, with Lee taking on the role of disgraced fighter Martial Law. If they fought for real, I think the outcome would be slightly different.
Welcome to the real world, Jin.
Lee was on Chinese cinema screens again later that year in True Legend, playing a militia leader opposite Vincent Zhao and mega hottie Zhou Shun. It also happened to be China's very first 3D film. After a year away from cinematic fisticuffs, Lee returned in 2012 as the star of Dragon Eyes. Lee plays an ex-con who attempts to unite two warring gangs against the corrupt police chief of a savage backwater named St. Jude. Sharing the screen with Lee are Jean-Claude Van Damme as his mentor Tiano. Dongpo! Dongpo! Yes? And RoboCop himself, Peter Weller, as the evil Mr. V. I'm looking for Dick. Ooh! Later this year, Lee has two China-based epics set for release. First is Wong Kar-wai's biography of Wing Chun Grandmaster Yip Man. And then there's the all-star historical punch-up, The Man with the Iron Fists, featuring Russell Crowe.
Don't look at me or I'll throw a phone in your face.
Lucy Liu, and the delightful Jamie Chung. I love you, Rob. No, whatever. I do like the fight at the end of Dragon Eyes. You know,
that was immense.
It was, because he's got to fight like the second Russian bad guy and the main Russian bad guy, and there we go.
What was that?
Oh, the second
That
Rocky.
was so petty.
In Rocky 3, when he's fighting Mr. T, he keeps touching his head like, oh, come punch me, Mr. T, punch me, oh, Mr. T, oh, my mama can hit harder.
I want to leave now.
What?
Anyway.
Where do you want to go? You got nowhere to go. She's homeless. She lives under a bridge. Anyway, this film, Dragon Eyes, the number 2 Russian bad guy, I bumped into him when we were meeting Kung Lee, and I was like, you're Scott, aren't you? And he's like, yeah, I'm Scott. I'm like, I remember you from Dragon Eyes. And he was like, whoa, totally. And I sat down with him.
I was in the room as well. I talked to him.
Were
and
you in the room?
We talked about, I don't know, food, I think.
Did you?
Yes.
No wonder. If you could see behind this table. But anyway, we met him. That was delightful. But now the time has come to check out what?
Our very exclusive interview with Kung Lee.
Can an interview be very exclusive? Surely it can just be exclusive.
All right, our exclusive interview with Kung Lee.
English.
Actually, I had just signed on for Pandorum, and Bill Kong, who's an Academy Award-winning producer for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, was actually in LA while I was out there. I just had got cast for Pandorum, signed my deal with my lawyer, and Bill Kong wanted to meet with me, so I met with him, and he said, you know, we had a great meeting, and he said, I'm going to bring you to China. And I'm like, awesome, you know, but you know, by that time I already know Hollywood's like, a lot of people say they're going to do things, whether they happen or they don't, you never know. And while I was on the set of Pandorum, my manager contacted me and says that you just got an offer for True Legend by Bill Kong. You'll be working with Master Wu Ping, who's coming out of retirement from directing, and he's going to direct a movie. So I was like, oh, awesome. So that's how I got a chance to break into the Chinese film because of Bill Kong. So, you know, very fortunate from that. And from that movie, I got an offer for Bodyguards and Assassins with, Donnie Yen. I'm a big fan of Shaw Brother type movies, and I followed all. You know, of course, first was Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon to Game of Death to 36 Chambers of Shaolin, 5 Deadly Venoms, and I'm definitely a big fan of it. Actually, Wong Kar-wai needed like a big action scene for the beginning, and Master Wu Ping had mentioned that I would be right for the role. And over here in China, the directors direct the acting, and the action director directs the action. And you know, I got a chance to work with Master Wu Ping again, and it was just I also study a little bit of Wong Kar-wai's work, and as soon as my manager told me that, you know, Wong Kar-wai, they're gonna make an offer, I'll work for free if I have to, but I didn't have to, so it's good.
Fascinating stuff indeed. I was there speaking to Kung Lee face to face.
So was I.
Well,
I filmed it.
You were actually kept outside the room, so your face didn't put him off.
I filmed it.
Okay, yeah, from somewhere else.
Anyway.
But anyway, what I want to know from you is, I actually met Kungers and had a photo with him. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
As you see, we both have mighty arms, mighty, punch, punch, punch. Do you think that if I had a fight with him, man to man, I'm sorry, I just included you in man to man there, although probably wasn't wrong. Oh, scratch. Do you think that I would defeat him?
Not a chance.
Why?
You can sit on him though. But I also have a picture with him.
Do you? Should we check that out? No. Can we see the photo of you and Kung Lee, not the one of Kung Lee with his pet dog?
What?
What was
I am leaving. Anyway.
Well, then you won't get paid.
Moving on.
To what?
Question of the week.
Question of the week. Kung Lee starred in which martial arts epic? A. Dragon Eyes. B. Giraffe Legs. Or C. Fish Fingers. Email your answers to realchina2011@gmail.com before next Tuesday. And good luck, gentlemen. Karen, I've heard that you like giraffes.
I like the animal, but
That's what I mean. That
Okay.
it only is an animal.
Okay.
But do you know how they fight?
No, I didn't
They
know
fight with their necks. Like, one of them, his neck will be like this, and the other one will be like this, and they'll just like smack, smack, smack. They're absolutely insane giraffes. I hate
think
them.
you've watched Madagascar too many times.
Let's see if people go online at home and
All
can
right.
check out
If you can find a
giraffes
video
fighting,
of giraffes fighting, email it to us over
so
here.
that you can shame Karen. Oh, and if you want to follow us on Weibo, that's down below. Anything else?
I want to go home now because you're a bully.
I want to hit you with my neck. Okay, but yours is too chunky to fight. Anyway, we'll see you next week for more Real China. Bye for now.
Next week.